Hey there. Today I'm sharing 10 travel mistakes I will not make in the year 2025. There are 10 disastrous airport mistakes that airline passengers are still making, and I have even made some of those mistakes. So you are going to learn from me 10 travel tips and tricks to avoid these recurring mistakes passengers are still making in the airport. In 2025, you are going to have less stress because you stress less. Number one is arriving late. I did not look at the boarding time this year for my flight, and I was running. That should never happen to me. Here is why this mistake can be disastrous for you. Number one, you're stressed. Number two, you are in a hurry. And when we are in a hurry, we forget things, we lose things. Important vacation travel essentials like your identification, your phone. We are so distracted because we arrived late to the airport, and therefore maybe we did not take a picture of the parking deck area column for the return flight home. The number two mistake that passengers are making is holding your phone loosely, walking through the airport, walking through the airport parking deck. This mistake can lead to an easy target for theft. This phone is going to give a thief high profit if they can sell it over. So in the airport, you have not gotten through to the safe zone yet, so that is prime target for theft. If they can steal your phone because you were loosely holding onto it, they can make a lot of money and you can lose valuable information. In an effort to be smart, several of my viewers have made this third airport mistake, and that is wearing a hidden money belt, or this one that I have shared several times because it holds 2 passports. They think they're being smart in the airport, but it cannot be worn when you go through airport security. You may have heard the airport security officer saying, nothing inside your pockets, even Kleenexes. Sometimes that depends on the technology age in your airport security or in the one that you're going to be going through on the return flight. And here's a travel hack. One thing that you can do to protect your valuables, use one of your personal item bags for your valuables. And here's what I mean. Once you show your identification picture on a passport or your driver's license and your phone, whatever has the barcode on it for your ticket, you're going to immediately hide those in an inside pocket that also zips in either personal item bag type that you travel with. I don't know if you heard this story, but in Miami, they had on video a TSA security officer who was stealing valuables out of a person's bag. So we want to slow them down or make them think, oh, there's nothing valuable here that's easily accessible. So they're going to go on to the next unknowing passenger. The number 4 mistake is underestimating the lines in airport security. First of all, holidays. Holidays are completely crowded now in airports, which means there are longer lines, but it also means this travel tip. There are going to be infrequent travelers who do not watch my videos, who do not know how to be ready to go through the security line. So they're going to be slowing down the lines, or they did not pack their liquids correctly, which means they're going to be pulled out of line to be hand screened or wanded, and that's going to slow down the lines, which means you are going to get to your flight late, and it might not even be your fault. Number 2, there are so many people now who are assuming their airport is going to say, oh, don't take anything out of your bags. And so they're going to pack their liquids in different spots, or they're going to pack a larger container, or number 3, they're going to pack something that is really a liquid that they did not know was a liquid. And here's your travel tip. It's an easy way to avoid this mistake. You are going to assume and know that, in fact, the liquids rule still stands, and your liquids have to be packed in a clear quart-sized bag, even if someone in the comments section says that they do that all the time and they never get stopped. It does not mean it happens at your airport or in that country or in that state, all right? This rule still stands because safety is their number 1 priority. Just think of all the things you could do in that 20 minutes while you're standing in line in the airport, like getting coffee, going to the restroom, getting a snack, or getting in line for your flight that has already started boarding before you got there. The number 5 mistake that airline passengers are still making, even myself, is we pack too much. The common mistake is to pack an outfit for every single day or every single adventure or excursion for your trip without being versatile. If you follow my travel tips for packing and carry-on luggage only, which is what I have had to do for 22 plus years, so learn from my mistakes. You're going to pack travel outfits that are versatile, but you're also going to only pack 2 pairs of shoes, and you're going to make all of those outfits go with those shoes, plus your airport outfit shoes that you have as well. The number 6 mistake is laced shoes. I have done it. I did it going to Colorado last week. If you do not have pre-check, you normally would have to take off your shoes. Some airports have newer technology, or there's less of a threat that trip, so they're not doing that today, but tomorrow they could make you. So you're going to avoid holding up the line by having your shoes already untied or your boots already unzipped. And take it from me for what not to wear in the airplane. Do not wear pull-on boots that you have to pull off because you will totally lose your balance like I did several years ago. Here's a travel hack that will help you. As you're driving up to the airport, you're going to untie your shoes and make them super loose so that you can slide your foot in and tie them back, or either tie a knot in each end of your shoelaces. And that way, when you go through airport security, your shoes have now become a slip-on shoe. And remember, if you're over 75 years old, you do not have to take off your shoes anymore. The number 7 mistake is saying goodbye for way too long. I have been behind 2 different couples this past year where they have just been kissing, and they're kissing their grandmother, hugging their grandmother goodbye forever and ever and ever. And there are all these people who are trying to get to the airport on time who you're just slowing down the whole traffic line. Travel mistake number 8 is ignoring check-in procedures. You're going to check in online or in the app, and that's going to save you so much time. You will know ahead of time before you leave to go to the airport which terminal your airplane is leaving out of. So many airports since 2020 have made a new concourse or a new way through their airport, and there might be a faster way. There are so many good tips that you learn also from your airline's app, but your airport app also will give you a map and tell you where to get dropped off as well. You can also book or reserve parking through your airport app as well. One travel tip near holidays is that the TSA seems to have fewer and fewer employees working to check your IDs. In pre-check, we had 1 TSA officer, and you have people from pre-check, then you have people from clear, and then you have the crew who can come through the line sometimes and make you stop and wait. Just be prepared for those lines too. That's all part of checking in. The number 9 mistake is, maybe it's the older generation, no offense, is you're trying to save money by lugging around a suitcase that is way too heavy and not manageable for you, which causes stress, and so you do not check it. I am all for traveling with only carry-on luggage because I am in more control of my bag, but we've also had to pack in carry-on suitcases when we flew standby all the time, and that way we would have to wait and see if they have room for us, and then they'd say no. Well, if we had checked our bag and it was in the belly of the airplane, we would make the airlines very angry if they would have to go retrieve our bag from the belly of the airplane. So we've always packed in carry-on luggage. But if you're just trying to save a buck, you might be missing the important travel tip, and that is so many airlines, so many credit card companies, they give you a free checked bag allowance, just if it would help you be less stressed in the airport. Yes, they could lose your bag, but since 2022, the airline have new lost luggage tracking systems that they've installed since that fiasco a few Christmases ago. Here's a travel hack if you are worried about losing your luggage, if you want to check a bag. Inside your personal item bag, you're going to pack a tiny compression cube. I get like 6. In my set, they use 2 zippers, no vacuum cleaner. In that, you're going to put your 1 shirt, 2 pairs of undies and socks and compress it so that it's like a thin book. And you're going to put that in the very base of your personal item bag, so that if your luggage is lost, then you will be okay. We all know that airlines are making airplanes with larger bins, and you now do not put them in the overhead bin like that. You stack them vertically or like on its side. But here's the caveat to that. Some of the airplanes are not larger. So they are having to check bags last minute because they've run out of space in the overhead bins. Here's where the travel tip comes in. You are going to keep all essential medicine that you must take, or any power banks or phone chargers, in your personal item bag, be it the tote bag or the backpack. The power banks and phone chargers, those have a battery in them that can catch on fire just by sitting somewhere. So you do not want those in the belly of the airplane if they don't have room for your overhead bin, in the overhead bins for your carry-on luggage. So that's why you need to have that and your medicine in your personal item bag, always, any flight. The next travel mistake is booking a connection flight or a stopover in another airport that is less than an hour, and then you miss your flight. You totally miss that flight. And I'll talk about travel insurance in just a bit. This happened to me when I flew on United Airlines. I bought a ticket. I was looking for the ticket to Vermont, and they had me connecting with less than 50 minutes to connect to another airplane that was going to get me to Vermont. And that is almost impossible for domestic travel. If you're flying, do not book a flight where you only have 50 minutes to get to that next airplane. And here are the reasons why. Number 1, it takes at least 10 minutes to get off of an airplane if you are behind the wing in that airplane. And add in 5 passengers who take forever, who are not being respectful of other people trying to get off the airplane. It could take 20 minutes just to get off of the airplane. Number 2, you are now having to change terminals to get to that other airplane, which means you might have to take a tram or the little whatever people mover thing to get to that concourse. So that would delay you even more. Number 3, an important travel tip for airline passengers in 2025 that is still going is that the airplanes are larger, longer, hold more people. And so they are boarding 45 minutes. That means you have to get in the airplane 45 minutes before your departure time. And they also close the doors like 20 minutes prior to the flight so that the flight attendants can finish getting everything ready that they need to. And so the gate agents shut the door. And that means they will not open it back up. So you have missed that connecting flight. One travel tip is we used travel insurance when we went to our river cruise in September. And it was the first time I've used it and paid for that. Thankfully, we did not need it, but I don't love it as much as this new kind that I got, Visitors, and I have a link down below. The reason why I like it is you can choose if you want their travel insurance for missed flights, which is a high possibility, especially in the winter or with storms in the summer. And then you can also choose if you just want medical insurance for medical emergencies that happen in a foreign country or while you're on a cruise ship. You can also choose them like a plan that's right for you. It's not like you only get one choice for that, but you can choose if you want insurance and you also have pre-existing conditions. A lot of insurances will not insure you because you have pre-existing issues. So just check that out if it would be helpful. I do get that question a lot. Those are going to be linked in the first comment or the paragraph right underneath the video, which are where all of my links always are as well. If you are packing for hot or cold, you've got to watch this video. It helps you so much because you eliminate what you really do not need for hot or cold climates. All right, Hope those help. Leave me a comment below and say hey if we've never met before. Thanks for your time.